Alright everybody, it's Hyatt again, and I'm going to try to make this a little more long form video, but today I'm going to be reviewing one of my own personal boots. I made a short about this already, and I decided I want to actually go ahead and, now that I've had a little bit more experience with this boot, to kind of break down my, little review on the boot and everything. I mean, clearly you can tell it's not much wear, but there's some wear here and there and whatnot from, constantly walking these fucking things. Some wear down here. Not much, because again, I haven't worn these boots that much, but yeah, anyways, so yeah, these are my Laredo Western boots. Let me try to flip them over. You can see due to the poor lighting. Oh, it's upside down, of course it is. Yeah, Laredo boots. And yeah, I mean, these are a little dirty. Why do I have these on my countertop if they're dirty? I don't fucking care, that's why. I can just clean it off later. Anyways, so I don't remember what the model or the brand, or I know what the brand is, I just said fucking brand. I don't know what the model of these boots specifically are, but yeah, they're all I can tell you that they're just Laredo boots. I bought them for about $198, I think. 198, 189, somewhere around there. They a bit of a tight fit at first, as with any boot. I do have to say that, but after breaking them in a little bit more, I mean, I've noticed some slight problems with wearing these boots that I preferably don't really like, and that's mostly due to the toe over here, or really this part right here specifically, because the ends of my toes kind of stick out a little bit right here, like just before the toe part. As this is all soft and whatnot, and then it gets to the toe and it gets a lot harder, as really any boot. But outside of that one little minor mishap, I will say I have gotten a little bit more used to the arch right here. The whole, beforehand I was used to a flat foot boot, like with my Durangos. These ones are obviously they're arched, so they have the arch support to them. And of course I wasn't used to that, because I'm used to flat foot boots and I'm used to actual real workwear boots. These are definitely not workwears. These are more of a, you're trying to look a little nicer, or you're going out somewhere nice, or they're a date boot essentially. And I am trying to break these in as much as I possibly can, but they are definitely a date boot of sorts. Outside of that, when I was looking for, when I got these boots, what I was looking for a black boot, right? But I was looking for a black boot that was kind of like this, but had I guess more of a darker outsole. I think is what these are. Outsoles, darker heel, which it's good enough for what I was looking for. I was also looking for a darker, or really a black vamp, not really this kind of like tan-ish brown vamp, which it's not bad by any means. Oh, it's like a black void in there. Christ almighty. But yeah, it's not bad by any means. I like it. It's a good boot, again, like I said. It wasn't exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for a mostly all black boot, because that's just the way I roll. But I'm going to be quite honest, now that I have this type of leather for a boot, I'm going to be quite honest, this is my second pair of boots where I've had this like polished, smooth leather. I don't remember what it's called, but this style of leather. This is my second pair of boots where I've had something like this, and the difference between this pair and my other pair, my Durangos, are that I think my Durangos are a little bit thicker than my Laredos, and personally, I do not like that. I don't like it when my boots are thinner leather, because I feel like they're going to be a lot easier to rip and tear, going to be a lot easier to puncture, and I just prefer something that's a little bit more rugged, more durable, in my opinion. At least I think a thicker leather would lead to something being a little more durable and whatnot. I would imagine, at least, because if you look at brands like JK's or Throwgoods or Red Wings, or Nicks and Whites and whatnot, all those boots, they're generally kind of really thick leathers, that they're making their boots with. These Laredos, however, are definitely not it. These are definitely a formal wear type of boot, not a work boot of any kind. Yeah, I mean, you could probably do some work in these fucking things, but just, I don't know. A pair of Durangos seems a little bit more reliable than a pair of Laredos when it comes to quote unquote workwear boots. And hell, even at that, I just go get a pair of throw goods. Those are pretty decent boots as well. If I had my throw goods here, I'd probably review them. Not on here, that's for sure, because that would make a fucking huge mess. But if I had my throw goods, I would be reviewing those right now. Those are steel toe boots. They're nice boots as well. But we're talking about the Laredos here. The Laredos, for what they're worth, they are a good boot. Although I do feel like that they might start falling apart a little bit early because this little stitching right here is starting to come out. But you know, we'll just have to see over time, you know, because my Durango boots, they didn't start really falling apart until, like, I think pretty much since 2024, late 2023, like a year or two after, like a full year or two and a half after I've had them, they started actually falling apart. These, however, they're not bad boots, but I do fear that they will fall apart a lot quicker than all the other boots I've worn. That being said, for 100, I think it was 100. I want to say it's 198. No, sorry, I want to say it's 100. I want to say it's $189 for a $189 boot for as like a formal wear boot, more casual wear. I mean, yeah, it's what I've been looking for as far as boots go, because I mean, I don't want to be wearing work boots as a quote-unquote casual wear. I would rather wear something a little bit more formal for casual, purely because, I mean, why would you want to wear workwear as quote-unquote casual boots? You know, it's not like I want to be walking around in steel toes all day, like the case of my throw goods. I mean, unless if I'm actually doing work. Which I have a buddy who does nothing but walk around steel toes all day. That guy, I don't understand what his problem is. All he wears is a composite toe and steel toe. It's like, buddy, you've clearly never worn an actual boot before. He's always ever worn is like work boots. And the one time he actually got a pair of Western style boots, they were a pair of fucking work boots. Not even something nice like this. And I get they're expensive and shit, but this guy is, or he's not rich, but his fucking parents are fucking loaded. They clearly bought all of his, at least most of his shit. And this guy clearly has some kind of money considering the fact that he works on a lot of fucking, like, older classic cars and trucks and stuff. Mostly for himself. He doesn't even fucking sell, like, half of them. Or at least the ones he works with his dad, those get sold. But the ones that he works for himself to drive, however, nope. That's a lot of money and a lot of parts. And for anybody who's a mechanic, you know that shit gets expensive real fucking quick. So there is no excuse why this motherfucker does not have the money to go buy an actual, like, nice pair, like, formal boots, opposed to all of his workwear boots. But hey, you know, I guess it's 2025. We can't judge people, apparently, and make fun of them. So I have to reserve my judgment and blah, 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 blah. Safe world. Anyways, back on topic. Not really much else to say outside the fact that my feet don't hurt as much when I wear these boots opposed to other boots. Like all the other boots I was looking at, they didn't fit my foot very well. They're either too small with being the same size, or, you know, too big again with being the same size, and they just didn't fit right at all. These at least fit right, even if they kind of cramped up my feet in the beginning. Now that I've worn them to the point where I've kind of broken them in a little bit, they're definitely quite comfortable boots. Like I was really, when I bought these and started wearing them a little more often, I was not expecting this boot to be so comfortable, at least to the extent that it is. But shit, man, I mean, what can I say? You know, don't judge a book by its cover. Started off with massive foot cramps when I started wearing these boots, and now all of a sudden it's like, I mean, my feet get kind of sore a little bit after a while, but for the most part, not really. They're starting, you know, now that I've actually kind of broken them in a little bit more. And I'm sure the other boots probably would be a little better if I broke them in more, but and they just weren't what I was looking for with this boot. Maybe the coloration is not what I was looking for, but and I do have to say that I do think it's a little weird that the vamp is a little bit thicker looking than the rest of the boot. Because on my Durangos, I mean, the actual boot part is a lot bigger and a lot thicker than, you know, my Laredos here. The vamp, however, dude, the proportions just does not look right. But hey, they work with my jeans, so I can't say that they're terrible. But yeah, that's all I have to say as far as a quick little review on the Laredo boots. Do I think they're worth the $189 that I bought them for? Definitely. If you're looking for formal wear boots, I definitely would recommend these. These have been pretty nice to me so far, and I hope that they'll last longer than I'm anticipating for them to last. If the fucking camera can focus on that. Okay, fuck it. I guess the camera's just not gonna focus on it. Have to like, there we go. Oh, these cameras are shit. Anyways, so yeah, be nice, don't hurt each other, and yeah, have fun. And Hitler did 9/11. Yep.